Unemployment claims in the U.S. have hit their highest level since mid-September. The Labor Department reported today another 853,000 Americans filed for first-time unemployment benefits last week on a seasonally adjusted basis. That is the third increase in the past 4 weeks. Lawmakers on Capitol Hill are inching closer to the finish line as they try to hammer out a coronavirus relief package, but there are still issues with the final bill. 853,000 Americans filed for first-time unemployment benefits last week. That's nearly 140,000 more than the week before, and it's adding pressure to Congress to pass coronavirus relief legislation.
We all know that we need more money for small business, and we all support that.
There is a way to keep some of those workers on the payroll, the Paycheck Protection Program. According to the Small Business Administration, it saved tens of millions of American jobs and assisted 5.2 million businesses.
We're anxious for Congress to be negotiating another PPP program so that our small businesses will be able to weather the storm.
There was criticism, though, that some large multi-million-dollar companies received loans the first time around. So the new bill being negotiated in Congress sets eligibility at businesses with 300 employees or less and at least a 30% revenue drop in any quarter this year.
I do think, without a doubt, it is clear that the Paycheck Protection Program has been the single most effective part of the CARES Act.
The Senate Small Business Committee held a hearing on the future of the Paycheck Protection Program, which could be decided in the next week as its fate is likely tied to coronavirus relief.
We should have acted before now and extending relief to small businesses. It's desperately needed.
Although lawmakers focused on PPP this morning, disagreements about funding for state and local governments and liability protections are the two issues holding up the next relief package. And we have this tonight. A new survey suggests porch piracy has hit its highest rate ever. In the survey by security.org, 17% of shoppers reported one or more packages stolen during Black Friday and Cyber Monday week, and 45% of U.S. adults have experienced package theft sometime this season. One reason for the record number of package thefts is a record amount of online shopping this holiday season. Security.org says online Black Friday sales were up 39% over 2019.